were contacted by another client named Julie, whose mom is dealing with some strange happenings. She says this house has a lot of alleged history with paranormal. All the previous owners moved due to the activity, the same activity her mom is dealing with today. She would like for us to go in to try to figure out who it is, why they are there, but more importantly, why they are trying to scare her mom. Hopefully we're able to get in there and figure out some information for this family.
I'm all prepared.
Look at that. This is beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
I don't know if people do this to you, but here's all the incidents that have been happening in my house, if you can read it, okay? This has been going on for years. Actually, when we first moved here, right, Julie? There was 3 families that moved here, and they moved out because they were afraid. But at the time, I was only 27 years old. I didn't have to worry about that, you know? But as time went on, I still didn't worry about it because there was so much going on. But like this past year, year and a half, right, Julie? It's been getting really scary. Scary to a point that's frightening. And why would that happen? You know?
And the noises you can hear, like the chairs pulling in and out, the cupboards opening and closing, and when we come downstairs, there's nothing amiss. Everything's where it's supposed to be. So, and that's been happening since I've been little.
Okay.
So, and actually a lot happened and I didn't believe it.
No, she didn't.
She banged on the wall, ripping
They
her
thought
knee.
I was crazy.
We did. So I don't know if that means anything to you, if it helps you in any way. But see, I just don't understand why it's just getting spooky and scary. And I remember I could actually feel someone like choking me. And I thought, I'm not telling anybody because they'll think I'm crazy. But things went on and on and on, you know. And even my dog, he was thrown off the bed one night. He was hurt. But you tell people and they don't believe it. Except the people that are here, right? Well,
Right.
She gets a lot of it.
Yeah. And my sister too, but she doesn't. She just tells them to get the hell out.
But it doesn't bother her.
Stop it. It doesn't bother her. She hears it, but it doesn't bother her.
See, this has been going on for a while, but you kind of forget it. But it's getting to a point where it's getting too scary.
Well, and they're targeting her more.
Yeah, and why? I'm such a nice person. I don't know what to think. Seriously. When we were here, somebody told me, which is true, that there's one woman and two men. And I didn't think nothing. I thought, they're not going to bother me. Nobody's going to hurt me. But I remember a couple of years ago. In fact, my grandson was just here. He should have been here to tell him. He was here one time, but what? When they were like about 10 years ago.
He was in high school, and he was just telling us again. He said the teacher that dropped him off at school after practice, he said, "Oh, you live here?" And Jason said, "Well, my grandpa do." And he said, "Oh," and he goes, "Why?" He said, "Nah, don't worry about it." So Jason came in the house, nobody was here, and he said he heard somebody jump off the bed, run down the hall, run down the steps. He ran out in his socks, and it was in the wintertime, and over to the neighbors. And then he asked the teacher the next day in school, he's like, "Well, why did you say that? Or why won't you tell me?" And he said, "That house is really haunted." He said, "Haven't you heard?"
And actually, he was just here. He would like to meet you guys. But a couple of Christmases ago, when I had everybody in the house, and Jason brought his friend here. Well, I was sitting on that chair over there, and I happened to look over, and that his friend kept looking over his shoulders and over his shoulders. Well, I didn't think nothing about it. So about 2 weeks later, Jason said, "Grandma, my friend saw Grandpap sticking his head around the corner." That was my husband, who had passed away. And somebody seen a lady with, I think it was him also, she put her head, we had a party here, put her head around the corner, long dark hair, and he said, "Why is Jackie home?" That's my daughter. And I said, "She's working in Washington." He said, "I seen her." So it was a pretty lady with long black hair, but he's seen it distinctly.
And my sister saw somebody walking into my mom's room with a long yellow, like a 50s dress on. Didn't you say it was yellow? Walked into my mom's room. Mom thought it was my dad, an older guy walking down the hall into the bedroom with a flannel shirt on and jeans, and she thought it was my dad, and it wasn't.
But that was a big guy going, that was so real, it was unbelievable. This is getting scary. And all these years I've been living here, I wasn't afraid.
I was, but nobody else
Well, she always was. And I feel bad for her because she complained from day one and I didn't believe her. Back then I didn't believe stuff like that.
No, I understand.
So that's a lot more stories, but
Okay,
you got
so
a bunch of it.
Then you want me to show you around the house then?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind showing us some of the hot spots.
Sometimes my mom will hear people talking over in this corner, like the man and woman. For some reason we know there's two men and a woman here. It hasn't been clarified, but we know that just from
Okay.
just knowing that. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, my mom will hear voices over in the corner. And the basement is creepy. You can feel, I don't know if you guys will, but you can feel people down here. The other day when I was doing laundry, I could feel somebody standing there next to me, and I just said, don't start this. And this is a bathroom. My dad added all this stuff. So, and my sister never feels anything like in her bathroom, but you can definitely feel something down here. She said many times, like in high school when she'd come visit, she could feel, like doing laundry, she could feel like somebody behind her. Like this, had heard somebody coming up the steps like a few days prior. She thought it was my sister, and Kimmy was sound asleep. So nobody was there. And my dogs even got up barking and growling at the stairs. This is my sister's room. When I was little, I had every bedroom in this house because I was so scared. My parents put me at the top of the steps. Wouldn't let me share with my two sisters because they were much older than me. But I felt things in here too. I felt things in every single room. One time, I don't know if I told you about the shadow person. One time she came home from work and she came around the corner and there was a big shadow person standing by the bush out front. And she thought it was a person, and when she came around, he was gone. And she told Mom, and Mom's like, there was nobody standing out there. She's like, Mom, he was like all black. He was like a shadow person. This bedroom used to be mine too. I took the doors off there for some reason. My one nephew thinks that that's a portal. He just feels like people come in and out of there. Every one of us, my sister, who doesn't really believe it, Josh, me, we've all heard voices, like a man and a woman talking from that closet. And one time when my parents had come out to visit me in Lancaster, Josh was in high school and he stayed up here by himself. And he was sleeping up here and he heard a man and woman in there talking. But he doesn't like it. It doesn't really bother him as much. He'll just kind of like say, get away, but he has heard many things like that here when he's been by himself.
So definitely it seems a lot of talking. Like
and what we think, and Jason, my mom who was telling you about, we were telling you how he came home from school and then took off running. He feels the same way, that the man and woman are nice, but there's one guy that's younger that's Nixie. Like he's the one that likes to play the jokes, likes to scare people. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's been like my whole life. That's what we've had. That closet, Luco keeps trying to claw to get in it. That closet, sometimes you hear like a knock in there. The bathroom, when I was younger, I would not come down here and go in there unless I turned the lights on. The lights are here and then over there. But it always gave me the creeps. And my mom's bedroom. Over here, like a big thump like that, like here, and this wall too.
So like below the window?
Below the window, yeah, because the one day I wasn't home, she even went outside to look. She thought maybe somebody threw something. Because they're close to the road, kids come by and mess around. But there was nothing out there. So there's definitely something in here. And when I was younger, and I had a canopy bed, we came home from shopping, and I came upstairs, and my bed was totally ripped apart. Like the way the rods go this way, and then they have rods to keep the
canopy.
Yeah, those were pulled apart, and they were twisted. They were actually twisted. The canopy was off the bed, and my bedspread was all messed up. And we told Dad, we left it go until my dad came home, and he said we had a big Siamese cat, like as big as Luco, and he said Sam did it. I'm like, Dad, there's no way he could have jumped way up on top of the canopy, and the rods were actually twisted. You could see how they were twisted. So that was the biggest like poltergeist thing we've ever had, but they always targeted me. It's scary.
Yeah, that's some heavy poltergeist activity. Like to be able to.
They were twisted.
I've never encountered anything like that. I could be honest with you. I mean, we've had things move and turn on and off, but that's something that has a lot of energy.
Yeah, and that's what we said. Whatever is in here has a lot of energy because you can feel it. And I think just opening and closing the cupboards and moving the chairs, that's a lot of energy. But when I was little, and I wasn't clumsy, I used to fall down the stairs all the time. And I told Mom, I said, I wonder if I was pushed. And didn't really realize that. I don't know, but they targeted me all the time. And like when talking to my mom and sisters, they all said, we thought you were crazy, Jolie. And I would tell them things that were going on. And it got to the point where I just stopped because, they would hear things, but not to the extent that it happened to me.
And it could be because you were the youngest one and you were the one that was speaking up about it the most, so they targeted you.
Yeah, but I was definitely targeted. I will not stay in this house by myself at night.
Have you felt like that your whole life, or has it been something that's escalated to that point?
No, my whole life, yeah. It's been going on since I'm 58. So, it's been going on since I can remember. And they've lived in the house over 60 years. Plus all the people prior to that have had experiences too.
And you said that it's like the talk of the town that this house is haunted.
Well, apparently my nephew, that was the first time. I didn't know that teacher said something to him, but apparently a lot of people knew that this house was haunted. Yeah.
This has got a long history.
It has a long history, and nobody else around has ever complained about ghosts. So, we would just want to know, did somebody die in this house? Did something happen here? What? Okay. I'm sorry.
You're fine. No, you're fine. We've got enough information.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot, and we're gonna do our best. Honestly, we'll give you our best as we do.
I hope they communicate. We really would like to know why they're here.
Okay.
Why are they doing this to us, and why don't they leave? So I don't know if you'll be able to get that, but
we're gonna give it everything we got.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Good luck. I hope it's a very eventful night.
If there's something down here with us that would like to communicate, please feel free.
We're here to know your presence. If you can come forward and speak, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
If there's something down here with us that would like to communicate, please feel free.
We're here to know your presence. If you can come forward and speak, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Also, we're going to keep in mind that there are 2 cats, okay? So if we hear any type of noise or any hissing or anything like that, keep in mind that's probably one of the cats. We're not going to categorize it or even acknowledge it. It's got to be a definitive word. If it is, we'll go ahead and run with that. Otherwise, debunked. Let's go ahead and put it maybe right here.
It's a good idea. This is where she heard the knocking. If there's anything here with us, if you can come forward, say anything at all, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Can you tell me the name of the person that makes the knocking noise?
We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Can you tell me the name of the person that makes the knocking noise? All right, let's keep going. To the man or woman they hear conversing up here, can you please communicate with us as we're just trying to know your story?
To the man and woman that they hear communicating in this room, was this maybe your house at one point?
Just trying to know your story.
To the man and woman that they hear communicating in this room, was this maybe your house at one point?
On to the next.
To the spirit that has the ability to do poltergeists. If you're here with us, please just say yes. Poltergeists. If you're here with us, please just say yes. Okay, so a pretty quiet walkthrough. Let's go ahead and do something a little bit more in depth. So right now I would like to communicate with the poltergeist. Are you the male that she has seen up here? Or are you causing the poltergeist in her room?
Guy.
Are you the guy that
Love.
wears the flannel shirt that she has seen?
You.
Can you tell me a name? Give me a name of one of the spirits that are causing all the ruckus up here.
Couple.
So there's claims of a couple, a man and a woman, in this middle room. Are you trying to come through and talk to me right now?
George.
Is one of your names George? Are you the one that she has seen in the hallway wearing the flannel shirt?
Run. Around. People. He told me. Scared.
Can you give me
down.
George, are you the spirit that
You're next.
hears while she's laying in her bed at night?
Now. Criminal.
George, are you still present?
Fall.
Is that one of the names of the spirits up here? What's the relevance of that name? You said fall earlier. Does that have any type of relevance to what used to happen to Julie when she was younger down these steps?
Yes.
So what you're telling me is she didn't fall.
He did.
Was she forced down those steps? Were you one of the workers at the coal mining, George? Is that what you did?
Possible.
So you possibly worked during the coal mining era, okay?
Yep.
All right. Did you die during working at the coal mining?
Kill.
Were you killed, George?
Human kids had.
Did you have a family? Did they die?
Perfect.
A perfect family. What happened, George? Was there a tragedy here? Did something tragic happen here to your family? What are you trying to tell me, George?
Someone.
Okay, someone watching. Tell me your story.
Please.
A coal miner that lived here before it was a ghost town, had a perfect family, and maybe now it's over and he can't handle anyone else being here.
So then that could be the explanation of why the
Kids.
feeling that people are feeling. Maybe he's just upset because he's now stuck. He had a tragedy happen to him. There's other families moving in here. Maybe seeing all the children.
Both parents.
Really upset him. Both parents, you know what I mean? Like, both parents, that could be something even. Maybe his children didn't have both parents. Maybe he died. Maybe he died. So maybe he's just upset and angry because there's families moving in and he didn't
Never.
Resentful.
Yes. Okay, so we had a pretty interesting session there, to be honest. We got possibly the name George, okay, coal miner. Okay, we had a couple, so maybe George has ties or is part of one of the couples here. One thing that was really intriguing, though, that we got was a perfect family. So, and the kids. So maybe George was married, had kids, okay, killed also came through. So possibly George may have died. Maybe something tragic happened to his family. Maybe he has a little bit of resentment towards other families that are in here. So let's see if I can get on there and add on to more of George's story and see if there's anything else that maybe he wants to communicate with us.
So we got the name George to come through. Am I speaking with George?
George, are you resentful of the family Agnes built in your home?
Old.
Is this George that I am communicating with?
Investigate.
We are here investigating. Is this George?
Mercy? What's that?
Is this George? I want to get...
Kill me? He's there?
Investigate, kill me. Investigate what killed me.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, that is what we're here to do. Is this George?
And if it is, can you tell us what killed you?
We're just trying to.
Maybe he's talking backwards. Maybe George is the husband and his wife is here and he said investigate like you had said.
Oh.
Maybe they are here together.
Trust.
Trust him.
I'll hurt again.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's... I see what you're saying, though. Maybe it's the wife asking us to investigate what killed her husband, George.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Trust.
Yes.
Is that a yes to our conversation that we're having here? Am I communicating with George, or maybe George's wife? You okay?
I just had like a weird, like my funny bone got hit, but
nothing's there.
yeah, that was kind of strange. I mean,
Here, pull your.
I am tensing pretty hard.
It was on your wrist.
Yeah, that was weird. That's fine. I got enough.
Okay.
But still.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, George.
George. Okay, so yeah, George. Maybe it's the wife. Maybe we're communicating with the wife.
It's the name of George's wife.
So much deaths. Fighting.
Did he say fight
Move.
or biting?
Move. I thought I heard biting.
Okay, maybe it was biting.
He said move.
Move.
There was 4 families that moved out because of the activity.
Hate.
Nobody has any hate. Are you trying to warn Agnes and Julie to move?
Abort.
They don't want to move. This is their home now.
I mean, maybe that's why it's been getting worse.
Tell people.
Tell people.
Take.
I mean, they've been here 50 years. Those other families weren't here that long.
Yeah.
Maybe they're getting frustrated that this family hasn't moved.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
possibility.
taken a long time, and they're...
Maybe that's why it's ramping up so much for them.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt 50 years feels like 50 years to them.
So, can we get back
They're here.
to who George is? Is George's wife present?
Rain.
It is raining out. Did you maybe...
His name's Ethel.
Ethel, I asked for the wife.
George and Ethel.
George and Ethel. George and Ethel, are you guys a couple?
That's an older name.
It
so
is. It
makes
is.
sense.
Yeah. You figure they've been here 50, 60 years. There was
I'm ready.
3 or 4 families before that. So that puts it in about the time frame that was a very popular name,
Yeah.
too.
Are you worried?
No.
No. Not at this given moment. I need you to give me more information. Are you worried?
We got the name.
Ethel.
Yeah, so I mean that's
George
we
and
got
Ethel.
some information.
That's
been-
pretty good.
About 10 minutes. It's kind of slowing down.
All right.
Secret.
I kind of want to know a secret.
Okay.
George and Ethel, do you have a secret that you're keeping from the current family here?
Extra.
You kept saying killed before. Is this a part of your secret? I think you're right. I think it's slowing down quite a bit.
Yeah, let's go get Josh.
Yeah. All right, so you got the name Ethel. I got George. You got Ethel.
Yeah.
Put them together. It's a couple.
Okay. That's
They're
pretty.
hearing couples' voices. It's a couple. So we also got kill and investigate. So what I'm thinking is one of them was killed. We have to investigate, or both of them were killed. We have to investigate. We can also go a darker route. There's criminal, trust, I will hurt again.
Well, if you think about it, that could be what broke that perfect family. So whatever spirit that they claim to see down here, can you please either talk to us through our ghost tube, or can you come over here and touch and come close to the REM pod and make it light up?
He's an asset.
Can you give us a name of who we're communicating with?
Can you come over here and turn on our REM pod? We ain't never something.
Met.
Matt, you're right, we haven't. Let me properly introduce myself. I'm Josh. Can you please tell me your name? Member. Can you tell me your name? Are we talking to the black mass that they have seen down here before? Do you know who George is?
Do you know who Ethel is? They told us they feel like they are watched when they come down here. Are we communicating with somebody who watches them?
And sacred couple.
Secret couple. Do you know something about the secret couple? Secret couple, George and Ethel. Is there any corresponding connection there?
Daughter.
Daughter? Did they have a daughter? Did George and Ethel have a daughter? Can you lead us? Can you lead us in a direction where you want us to go, please? So we would like to be able to communicate with the man and woman that Agnes and Julie both claim to hear. We have a few different pieces of equipment out here that if you go over and touch, will light up. It gives us an indication you're here. Please feel free to do it. So Agnes has mentioned claims of tapping or banging by her chair. If that's caused by one of you spirits, can you please go over and feel free to light up one of our devices?
There are claims of conversations being had in the corner over there. On the shelf, there's a little ball that would light up if you touch it. Can you please go over and touch it?
So, Agnes feels a little uneasy. Do you two make her feel that way while she's in this room? Is there a reason for that? If there is, light up one of our devices.
So nothing is lighting up. Maybe it doesn't have the capability. Maybe we try to fixate more towards the EVP.
So there are claims by Agnes that the blankets will be ripped off the furniture, the cushions will be thrown off. Are you two the culprits that are causing that to happen? If so, can you please speak into our device and let us know?
Does it maybe bother you that we're here?
If so, can you please speak into our device and let us know?
Does it maybe bother you that we're here?
Now, do you think that there's something else we could do to maybe get them come forward and talk more?
I mean, we got some motion devices out. We got questions. You know, one thing we could try and do is do a little role play. If you think about it, Agnes has a lot of things happen when she's sitting in that chair. Why don't you sit in the chair, we'll move the K2, ask a couple questions while sitting in that chair. Maybe that triggers something. So you guys seem pretty quiet right now. And I do believe that Agnes and Julie are telling the truth about the activity that is happening here. Do you guys have a fixation towards just Julie, or is it the family itself? Can you please give me an answer to my question through this device? So this family, they feel a little worried. Are you guys purposely doing things to scare them? Like tapping on a wall or moving the cushions or the blankets? To scare them. Like tapping on a wall or moving the cushions or the blankets.
One of the claims was shadow figures outside. So let's just start taking pictures of any window we can see.
One of the claims was of something running up and down these steps. Also, Julie being either pushed down these steps or fallen down the steps. So if there's something on top of the steps or on the steps right now, can you please run up and down? It will trigger off one of these motion balls or light up that device on the top of the steps.
Can you maybe kick one of the balls?
Is it true what happened to Julie? Did she fall down these stairs? Or was there something else that pushed her? Light up one of these balls if something pushed her down these steps. One of the claims up here is this may be a portal. And there's also more talking in this closet here. So we got our spirit box, REM pod, we got our EDI and some motion balls. We're going to try to see if we can't get something to light up or something to come through this spirit box.
That might be you. Move your hands again.
That's too far away.
Yeah? Okay.
If there is something in fact here, manipulating our REM pod, can you please do that again?
Is George or Ethel here with us? If so, can you light that up again?
Is maybe the spirit that gives off an uneasy feeling the one that's manipulating that REM pod? If it is, you light it up again, please.
Was George killed? Okay.
George, were you killed by somebody in your family?
George, was your relationship secret?
George, are you the one that they see roaming this hall wearing a plaid shirt? If it is, can you light that up, please?
Ethel, are you the woman with the long brown hair? If you are, can you light that up again?
Ethel, are you the woman in the yellow dress? The 1950s style dress?
Thank you. So, George, you were killed. Ethel, you're in the 1950s dress. Did you both die here? Are you stuck? That's an indication.
Tried to test out the claim of Agnes being choked in her bedroom. Nicole laid down on the bed with a K2, but we did not get any spike or relevant responses through the spirit box. We then attempted another Estes method in the living room, but were not able to gather any more information.
So we've come to our conclusion tonight. Unfortunately, we weren't able to gather enough information, nor do we have any luck with any of our equipment going off. We honestly believe this is more of like a personal matter between Julie and Agnes, as well as the spirits that are here. They're not willing to communicate with us. So we're going to advise Julie and Agnes to kind of take a stance. That stance is, be firm. This is your house. The spirits that are here, they need to go. They need to move on. That does work. Sometimes you just got to be firm, because I'll tell you also, their one daughter, she's firm. She has nothing happen to her. So if that doesn't work for them, then they can reach back out to us. We'll bring our medium over. She can do her techniques of trying to help get rid of whatever's here. And they can live peacefully and happily in their own home.